and welcome to the second Fans in Training podcast. I'm Ashley DeCruz. For this podcast, we sat down with Carrie Ramsey, who is the chair for the Movember Foundation for London, Ontario. I sat down with Carrie and asked her about the initiatives that Movember are targeting for this year's campaign. I asked her about her thoughts on hockey and Movember and the collaboration between the two, and what she thought about the Hockey Fans in Training program that we ran. The interview is going to follow this. Thanks a lot and enjoy. Okay, so I'm here with Carrie Ramsey, who runs Movember for London here. I'm going to speak to her about Movember's initiatives this year, kind of her role in the community and what she's been doing with Movember, how long she's been with Movember, and kind of ask her some questions about how she feels men's health is deeply affected by sport and how it can be impacted as well. So, Carrie, thanks for being part of this and joining us. So tell me a little bit about yourself and your role with Movember and how long you've been with them and what you do on a day-to-day basis with Movember.
Okay, I have been with Movember London for about 7 years now. This is my 7th year. I started as the chair of the Most Sisters campaign. So I was basically focusing on, how we can get women involved and because they can't grow mustaches, obviously.
Yeah.
So ways that we can get them involved. And then about 4 years later, Movember headquarters did ask me to be the chair of the entire thing. So one of very few women across the country who are actually a chair of a committee, but we feel it's important to show women support, just like men show support of breast cancer, that kind of thing. So, so it's been 7 years.
Great. And obviously, being November right now, it's a pretty busy month for you, I presume.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Can you tell us something about the initiatives you've been doing this month and what you've been really heavily involved in for the campaign this year?
Sure. Basically, our goal here in London is to get the word out, get awareness out. Raising funds is great, but for us, our main goal is to educate people and let them know that, a big part of this is just going to the doctor, staying healthy, getting your annual checkup. So that's a big part of what we're doing, is just going out and trying to spread the word. We've had some great events already, some music nights that's raised a lot of money. We had a music night that involved all of the people performing were from LHSC.
Okay, great.
So they're doctors, physiotherapists, that kind of stuff. Everybody that's, on the ground seeing what's going on was actually performing. So that was a great night. So basically we've just been trying to get out into, the city and admire mustaches and get the word out about Movember and what it is and what it entails.
Perfect. Yeah, so obviously, I've noticed a big push of Movember's television campaign in this year with their commercials, especially during the NHL games. And, kind of veering off of what Movember kind of used to be, where it was all about cancer, and now veered onto mental health. What's the plan there? Is it just trying to get a broader men's health sort of area here? Or?
Yeah, definitely. Men's mental health and suicide prevention has become our third and fourth pillar. We started with prostate cancer, testicular cancer, now men's mental health and suicide prevention. Movember this year set a goal, and they set a goal to cut the amount of men that are committing suicide by 30% by 2030. That is their goal, and they've put it out there in writing, so that's huge, right? So it's about erasing the stigma around men talking about their health in general, their mental health, their physical health. Men just don't like to talk about it. So, being a female, I try to talk about that as much as I can. I'll openly talk about men's prostates, testicles, in hopes that it makes them feel more comfortable. Sometimes it doesn't; it goes the other way. But we feel that if we're out talking about it, making it, erasing the stigma, especially around mental health, that is our main goal. So, trying to just let men know that it's not a big deal to talk about it if you're struggling, so that you don't need to be strong. Even though we've been telling little boys, since they were very young, that you have to be strong and you have to be the rock. That's not always the case, and we need to definitely talk about that more.
It's great. It's a fantastic initiative and something that I feel like is really needed. Now, obviously, our program that we ran, the Hockey Fans in Training, was funded by Movember. One of the Movember's great things is that they fund programs like this, and it's something that we found was really, really worthwhile from our research we've done, where we don't get men into our programs. Normally, we have a lot of women involved, and that's not necessarily from our standpoint recruiting women. It's just that women are more interested in the research. So.
Yeah.
Being with Movember was a huge part of it, and having hockey as the draw was huge as well. Men were hanging around with other men that were looking like themselves, had the same beliefs, had the same love of the game. So what is your opinion on the impact that Movember and hockey can have together, and bigger than that, the power of sport, the power that sport can have on men's health?
I think it's extremely important.
Yeah.
This program, the Hockey Fit program, is amazing. I think that, what a great idea. And that is one of the parts about Movember that I absolutely love, is the fact that they tend to give money to these programs that are kind of out of the box, and people weren't thinking about even 5 years ago, probably 10 years ago. So getting men involved by using sport, I think, is genius. We've when I read about it, I'm just like, yeah, of course, that's perfect. Using the same trainers and the same facilities, what guy doesn't want to go see where the Knights train? That's a great way to get them involved. So I think in general, the sports, the move part of Movember is great. I think initially it was put in place for women to get involved, a way for us, because we can't grow mustaches, but we can move and we can get physically active too. And I've set a goal for myself this month, to walk 100K, and I've got a lot of walking to do this weekend. But to use a way that will include men that maybe feel like they can't just go play sports with their buddies, or to include them, I think is great. And those are the men that we're trying to focus on. Well, we're trying to focus on all men, obviously, for different reasons, but I think the use of sports is a genius one.
Yeah, I think we really found through the recruitment for, we had 80 men, and we were capped at 80 men. We couldn't get any more into the active program, but we got those men within 2 weeks. We doubled what we could have got. We still have men calling up after we had our 80 initial group and saying, hey, I want to be a part of that, and they're all on a wait list for hopefully when we run this program again within London and within Sanya. So we'll kind of slowly wrap this up, but I kind of wanted to ask you a more fun question about what's like the best moustache you've seen this year. Have you seen any handlebars? Or
I have seen some great ones this year, and I'm actually hoping to. We're doing the London, the home opener for the Lightning on Sunday.
Great.
And I know that their players are growing, so I hope to see some great ones there. But I've seen some. We're having a contest even here in where I work, and some of them are like pretty sketchy. But I think the sketchier the better. That's how I look at it, because that's when more people are going to ask about it, like what's happening on your face. Right? So we have somebody actually in the building who has a little bit of a handlebar, right? So, and because Movember it used to be that you had to shave on the first and grow your mustache throughout. And last year, for the first year, they said, okay, the mustache is the badge of Movember. So if you have a full beard and you just want to shave it on the first and keep your mustache so that you have an epic mustache by the end of the month, you could do that. So we're seeing a lot more of these like grand mustaches because they're tough to grow in 4 weeks.
I let mine slip. I shaved last weekend, but it's growing back in pretty quick. So the mustache wasn't touched, but we're gonna get it all off on the weekend with the mustache there. So finally, for people that want to get involved in Movember, want to donate, want to be part of the initiative, obviously it's not just for the month of November. This is an all year round thing that Movember really pushes in November. How do people get involved? How do people donate? Can they ever visit a website?
Yeah, you can go to Movember Canada or us. We have a Movember London Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, all those good things. So you can go there and find out ways to donate to somebody locally. Or I've been having fun this year. I collected a lot of money doing cookie sales here, so I've just been donating it to random people.
Great.
So they're loving that. It's like I just see somebody on Twitter saying, I'm $50 away from my goal. It's like I just dropped that $50 in there, so that's been fun. People are just like, who's this random person who's letting me hit my goal? But yeah, if you go on Twitter, you can find people that are looking for donations. So you can do it a random person, or hopefully somebody your friend or family, are participating.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. And
you're welcome.
Movember do a fantastic job. We're really pleased to be a part of you, and you being a part of us. It's really a good partnership here. So thank you again. Good luck with the rest of the month.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. Be sure to visit our website at hockeyfansintraining.org and on social media, Twitter and Instagram at HockeyFit2014 and Facebook and LinkedIn at Hockey Fans in Training. Thanks again.